Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of You Art With Me with your orator, Erik, aka E-Ray. I just want to thank everybody who all been watching and supporting me, subscribe to me, watching my videos. Please share them with someone else. I hope this kind of gets you through your day. I'm just riding to this prospect beat right here. Just kind of want to dedicate this one too to my loved ones, and I know y'all probably got a lot of loved ones out there that y'all not able to be with due to the COVID-19 and and different curfews and no movement kind of issues. Everybody kind of on house arrest and whatnot. But yeah, I'm gonna embark today on finishing this my hippo piece up. I actually finished it. I haven't had this video, and then I think I'm gonna do one more of the video after this to kind of finish it up. I've already started on my next piece. It's the Arnold Schwarzenegger piece. It's coming along there. I might take a picture of it and put it on Instagram. So you guys check on my Instagram. It's Lionhead Circle. All together. Y'all can check me out on my Instagram page. Please subscribe, click the bell, whatnot. Support me, help me out. Share with y'all friends. If y'all like my art, share with people. Soon I'm gonna have my page up. I'll have some prints and stuff that if you guys, people are interested in purchase some of my prints or whatnot. Probably try to. My goal is to try to do it maybe by next week sometime. Have it up by after the weekend, or maybe Saturday. I'll get it up for the weekend. I got a couple of my headbands too, so I'll have them up there. So if y'all want the headbands, y'all can also wear them over your face. You can see how I rock them on my Instagram. If I have to go out or whatnot, at least to cover up your face. You know what I'm saying? As well, you can wash them too. So you can put them in some disinfectant and wash them. Throw them in the washer and you can use them over and over. Rocking your hair, whatnot. Okay, that's enough of me plugging that. Get back to what I'm doing. You guys tell right now, I got the basis of everything. You see, I'm showing you a lot of contrast within it. Getting some textures or texture look. And you're getting some volume, different things of that nature. So I'm going back with my my nub, going over some spots and blended it. So you're getting more of a 3D dynamic look with his mouth. I wanted to give it kind of an action look too with this piece. So as you can see, my hippo, his mouth is open, so you got this action. The piece that I kind of took this from, or I saw his mouth moving, so I felt like it was an action piece, a dynamic piece. So his mouth is open and he's kind of creating the action and whatnot. I actually begin at the end of this where I'm going into my my ink brush as well. So you get to see me start on the ink brush. You'll see when it's flat on the desk. I'm knocking that out. You see behind, I got my Yeti mic and my spit tune in front of it, I call it. But yeah, so yeah, it's pretty cool. It's coming along there. You see, I'm using my electric eraser in some of those areas as well, and you'll see me go in with my ink brush, and I give you know you can really see it. It'll start popping a lot. Like you can see it now. Like when I first start a lot of my pieces, I start off with like just a regular mechanical pencil, so it's very light. And that's just so I can start getting some of these big shapes out. That's what I start doing. I actually look at pieces and I start looking at shapes. So I say, okay, before all this other dynamic stuff come in, where you start seeing um, more of like say what, like the contrast, and you start seeing some of some realism come out and whatnot, me blending everything. I kind of start things off thinking more of geometrical shapes and how, and as I told you guys in earlier videos, I've been really studying a lot. Excuse me. I've been really studying a lot of like hard surface and um, perspectives, drawings and stuff like that. I recently got a found a really good deal on Wacom Cintiq 22 HD. I had a friend of mine helping me troubleshoot some of the boards on it. It has a, what is it? The delay. I mean the back display light. It's a board for that. It's a power board. Um, so we traced down some of the capacitors on it. Found on one of the boards there was a capacitance that was open, and we weren't getting a reading off of it. So, and then we noticed too when we plugged in this particular board, we lose our voltage. Our voltage would drop, and then as soon as we unplug it, I mean we on the main power board we get voltage, but we wouldn't get voltage on the other board. So kind of got an idea of whatnot. I'll tell you more, guys, about it once I actually get it finished. I'll actually show you guys my Sadiq 22 HD. If once I do get it figured out and I get everything going on it. Right now, I'm just, you know, just waiting on I'm waiting on some components or whatnot to get here to see if I can see if we can get that fixed or whatnot. But yeah, this kind of the perks I get from being an automation tech engineer somewhat. So yeah, I started doing that. Like I said, I couldn't pass up on the deal. I felt like, you know, it was a pretty good deal I got on it. So with that being said, I still don't like doing the traditional art. I'm still gonna continue doing that, but I kind of want to get into the digital arts stuff like that and do some like hard surface drawings and whatnot, and actually be able to tweak my see like with you doing traditional and using like pens and pencils. Like pencils, you can kind of erase and you kind of move things around, but eventually I want to get to a point where I can use just a straight pen. Use my pen markers. There's a couple of artists out there. I don't want to butcher this guy's name, but I think he's from like South Korea. He's a South Korean artist, and he uses the brush pen. He's like kind of like the, you know, the man as far as that. You know what I'm saying? As far as doing that, and he does this straight out of his head. He doesn't even use his references or anything like that. He straight out of his head. He does his artwork. I'm still, you know, I think my stuff is pretty decent, but I mean, I'm still growing. I mean, I think everybody still have an opportunity to grow and whatnot, and that's where I'm at with everything. I'm just trying to grow, and I think I'm doing pretty good from what I have right now. So we'll see. We'll see where we're at. Um, as you see right now, I'm using my brush pen. I told you I was going to talk to you guys a little bit about it on the last episode. So I'll kind of tell you, I actually have a syringe, and maybe on the next video I'll actually show you. Like you can go to CVS, pharmacy, any pharmacy, Walgreens, whatever, whatnot, and maybe even Walmart. I know right now with everything being really hectic and stuff like that, maybe go through the drive-through and just ask them, say, hey, look, do you have one of those syringes? Like it's a needleless syringe, and it has for like what kids use or what you use for give infants medicine like Tylenol or something like that. I remember we used to use it for my daughters or whatnot. They had like a little fever or cold, and so you would have that, and what you do is you take that, and it has a little, I would say, it kind of where the tip of that syringe will go into it, and it has this little kind of like plunger where it'll like a stopper or plunger where you could put inside the actual top of the bottle of ink that you would get. I got some Angelus ink, that I had purchased a while back, and I was intending to use it as a refill for my pens, because you can open them and refill them or not. And so that's in, and I bought that and put that in there. You put the syringe in there, and you kind of turn it up, and then you can just pull the syringe and get the ink, get as much as you need. And then on my particular pens that I have, that you see me have, on the bottom you pull open, there's a little kind of like sponge in there. You fill that with the ink, and then it, it'll absorb through the brushes on the end of that. And with that particular, it's something you gotta work with a little bit. Because I do paintings and stuff as well. So I kind of understand. It's like anything. Even if you're using digital, you got pressure points and like how much pressure you put on it. Even when you're, the more harder you press down on something, the more defined of a line you get, or the darker the lines get. So you kind of, with this brush pen, it's really unique because it comes to a point, and sometimes you got to be real light when you come. You can't really push down, force it, and then you can get these really thin lines out of it. And then more you put down, more of the actual brush touching the paper or whatever medium you're working on, the more defined it becomes, or the thicker the line becomes. So yeah, your line work can be defined upon that. As you see now, you can see even through this portion of where you see things are more defined. These lines are being more defined. You see things pop out now, so you're getting this contrast or whatnot. And I try to keep. I like the graphite, because I use graphite. I got like a couple different sizes of graphite. I actually went to Michael's, and I have like the 2mm lead, the R3 4B lead, and I got another one. What is the other one? The other one I have is the HB, and those are different. It's really basically hard, like how hard it is, or the less hardened it is. So I got a couple of those. They're about like a couple bucks a piece. So I have those, and I can kind of play around with things that I want to pop a little bit more. I go darker, and I use my nib smudger, and I go in on that. And then I actually, with the eye, I'm gonna take a picture and put on the last one. The eye, I'm starting. I had bought some white ink, and I bought a little brush for that. And I've been using that too, and it really works on the darker something is. It really makes a really nice white highlight as well. So like really on the paper, it really doesn't pop. You don't really see it, but like when the eye where it's darker at, and like trying to show like a glare on the eyeball, it really makes the eyeball pop and look three-dimensional. And you'll see that in this piece and whatnot. It's came out. It's really coming out really great. You can start seeing some where I use my eraser, and I actually, like I said, this is where I'm talking about when I go really really detailed. And if you actually get to see it, I'm gonna go ahead and take a picture of it too. Like I said, I'm gonna post it at the end of my last video that I do for the hippo, because I did finish it at this point. I finished the actual hippo. What I'm thinking about doing too is I'm gonna go in and how I give it a border, and inside that border I'm thinking about possibly either using some gouache to go in there or something, and give them different like colors, and what a color that'll make it pop for me. So that's something that I'm looking to do before I put it behind the glass permanently, in between the two pieces of glass, and use the standoffs on it. And I promise you guys, as soon as I can, I'm gonna get that, show it to you guys as well. Really want you to see that. But yeah, on Instagram, on one of my stories, if you look, I got pictures of the 4 that I finished. So I did the black rhino first. I also completed the next one was the moose, North American moose, and then I completed the Parisian horse, and now the hippo is completed. So I have 4 in my series of 7 that I'm going to do the large land mammals. Right now, I'm currently working on the Arnold piece. I'm debating if I want to show this one because I'm thinking about starting over because the size is dramatically different from the the Albert Beckless piece that I did. So it's like the size are different, but I wanted to get more of the pose that he was doing because it's Arnold and he has a classic body style in this, and he's doing a classic style where he's showing you more of his back on this particular one. So I want to give dynamic poses that they're doing because I did 2 of the classic bodies. The next one I do after the next large land mammal that I do, I'm gonna do one of I think I'm gonna do the freak. I'm gonna do Paul Dillett. I think because I've been wanting to do the Paul Dillett because he's and that's gonna really test me because he has a lot of detail to him, and he has a lot of vascular in some of his poses, and he's a monster in the game. Like he was one of the guys with the new body style that brought in like the Ronnie Colemans, where these guys are looking like just like freaks of nature as far as muscularity. Yeah, the muscularity that they were having. So as far as that, like he was one of the guys with the El Nazars, the Errol Nazar's, Paul Dillett, Ronnie Coleman, Jay Cutler, Dorian Yates. These guys were massive. The Flex Wheelers. Was it Ronnie Coleman? I said him. Yeah. So there's so many of the guys, but like I said, I'm gonna stick to like 7 of what I'm doing because I think after that I kind of talked about what I kind of wrote down. I would say I wrote it down because we're more likely to accomplish and do things if we write them down. So I've been trying to do that more, write something down. So once I know it's written down, and then saying we manifest it. So you think about it through the mental, then you write it down or put it down on paper, and then you start building it and start manifesting everything. As you see here, I'm going in, I'm doing these little bitty, like this particular hippo or hippos, they have like these little like kind of freckles, and so I wanted to give you somewhat some of these freckles, and then like I said, around the jaw and the mouth you have this discoloration, like a pinkish, like almost flesh color around the edges of their mouths, and in the inside of their mouths you have these different, like so the walls are coming in because of the bone structure. This is some of the things that Aaron Blaze talks about. A lot of I would guess these would be like our masters of our time because they've mastered a lot of the new art forms that we've been using, like of this time. And so I look at those like probably how they studied the masters, which would be like Van Gogh and people like that. So but with that, what I'm saying, these guys have been a study, and they study those. So it's been pretty great, and really just hearing them and watching them do what they do and whatnot. And as you guys see, that's pretty much the end of this particular video. I didn't want to bombard and make these videos so long, so I'm trying to shorten them down a little bit, give everybody a little bit more of saying art and like fast motion, and because everybody got other stuff to do and they want to do a lot of other things. But I want to just send a shout out to any and everybody that's out there, and I don't know, their loved ones, people on the front lines of this stuff, like these medical staff people. I see a lot of these nurses on Instagram and on YouTube and like on social medias and stuff like this, and they're going through it, y'all. So I understand and I feel it. Yeah, not being around their families and stuff. So y'all be cool, what I'm saying? Be safe out there. And let's stop doing crazy stuff. Like if you know you got that the COVID-19, and you're a youngster or whatever, don't let's not be crazy, man. We better than we're as a people. We're better than these things that I'm seeing is going on. I really want to believe that, and I really do believe that we're better than that. So, everybody, what I'm saying, enjoy your loved ones, and, whatever you celebrate and everything, holidays and whatnot, Easter, enjoy that with your loved ones you have with you, or, however you can do it, if that's what you do. Anything else, y'all, I'm out. I appreciate you guys again. Please subscribe if you still riding with me. Hit your bells. Do whatever you got to do. I'm out, man. Peace. Thank you. E-Ray, you art with me. Edik. Nasty knowledge. All right, y'all. I'm out.